I tried to rescue a dog today. She literally ate all my fries and then took off. And it took me 100 years to even get through to the service, the Detroit Dog Rescue people, to even contact them. I called like 4 numbers in the process of feeding this girl some fries. I got her from one side of the street to out of the middle of the street to then by my car door. The goal was to get her trusting me with the fries to get her into my car so then I can take her to warmth and recovery and let her get adopted and live her best life. No, she took the top part of my fry container off. I was like, girl, that's not where the fries are. Then I sat the fries down. I got to a point where I'm like, let me just sit them down because I kept feeding her little by little. And so I just sat it down. She tore the fries up. Baby girl was hungry. And then the next thing I know, she just takes off into all the other people's backyards and frolics her way towards 7 Mile. I was like, oh my gosh. So I finally got through to somebody. I gave them the location, the address. They're like, oh, do you want the reference number? I said, no, I don't. I said, can you just please send somebody out here to rescue the dog? I just want to make sure the dog is going to be okay. Usually my system for rescuing dogs works because I'm not new here. I've been here before. But now it's 2026. The dogs are more advanced. Life is more advanced. I am not. So I clearly need to step up my system game in order to have a better process to lure the dogs, rescue the dogs, or even like pull the dog in so then I can take her and she can live a good life, because everyone doesn't have the heart that I have. Everyone's not going to stop. So many people, I counted at least like 7 cars that drove past me looking at me like, girl, what are you doing? I get it. I'm on the east side of Detroit. I'm off of 7 Mile trying to rescue this dog with my car window down. I get it. I was watching my car, watching her, watching my car, watching her. So I guess this is just the life of somebody who was passionate about animals. And yeah, that's what I mean. My dad always said, see something, do something. And I am a believer of that. So I was trying my best. I did my best. I got a little emotional when I got back in the house because I was like, man, I just pray that she's going to be okay. I prayed over her, prayed for her. And I was like, Lord, make the situation well, like get that baby back home and get her in good hands. And then I had to release it. So that was my day. We have not had a session or a time in a hot minute. This is really like kind of like a life update and catch up session. Since I've started my new job, which I absolutely love. I done already sweated out my quick weave and I've been out here trying to rescue dogs. And I just finished yet another semester of grad school. I just finished another semester of grad school, you guys. I'm like 1 semester closer to becoming a clinical mental health therapist. And I love that for me. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. And I'm excited to have a couple weeks off to take a break. Now, I made the lavish idea of going back to grad school when I was 35. I just turned 37 a couple weeks ago. By the way, I'm late to the game. Tatcha? My girlfriend got me this cute like travel kit, which if you know, this has been perfect. Not only to like sample and try their brand, but y'all know I've been commuting 3 hours a day to and from my home in Detroit until I find my ideal apartment for this new job. But anyways, I'll get back to that. I made the lavish idea to go back to grad school at 35. I wanted to make a career pivot. I've worked in retail management for over 17 years. I've worked in the tech space for about 4 years in fertility healthcare. And it was just time for me to not just have another job, but have a career that felt intentional and actually be doing the work that I really want to be doing. And I wanted a position that would also allot me the lifestyle that I want to have too, with a little bit of freedom and flexibility. And I knew that I was called to being a therapist anyways. Anytime I tell somebody that, they're like, oh yeah, I see it, or I could feel it. And I'm like, perfect, because that's actually the pathway that I'm taking. So nonetheless, just finished up another semester of grad school. I'm very excited about that. One step closer. I will be done next year. My new job is going amazingly well, y'all. It is taking me a couple weeks to get into a flow and a good groove. This is week 3. And I'm realizing a few things about myself with my YouTube videos. I need to record these in the morning. Now, with me being in transition and I was doing a little bit of commuting in the mornings, that kind of made it a little hectic. And then my hairstylist called me out, told me, girl, you actually should not be recording and driving at the same time. That is actually a no-no. So can't do that anymore. But I'm realizing I need to do my videos in the morning, obviously get off of work around 5 o'clock, unless there's an event happening that I want to stay a little later for, and then get home, get settled and situated. So, when you're in that transitional phase of living between houses or living out of a suitcase and you're starting something new, you got to kind of get a good groove. You're trying to figure out what are the best times for you, to be working, what does your job role fully entail? Who are you supposed to be supporting? And then, of course, you kind of quickly become the point of contact for work, communications. You're just like really thrown into the role. And I don't mind that at all, but just trying to find my footing and my flow and trying to get my rest and get acclimated. So right now, because I have family in Detroit, I am staying with my family during the week, Monday through Friday, and then I go back home an hour and a half to my parents' home. I have been able to view I've viewed 2 apartments. I have one to view tomorrow and I think another next week. So I'm making traction we're moving along. But I did have a real moment the other day where I stopped and I asked myself, I started looking up a couple YouTube videos online because I'm like, what are people saying financially about renting versus buying? Because I would love to own an asset besides my car. I would love to own an asset in terms of property. Now, am I ready right now? Is this something, Renee, that you'd want to do in the next 3 months? Is this something that you want to do this year? Are you ready? Do you need more time? Or do you want to just rent for a year, figure out where you'd want to be, what neighborhood with all the developments and changes happening, and then better prepare financially? Because y'all know we automatically kind of go into like, oh, if I'm paying $1,800 for rent or $2,000 for rent, that could really just go towards a house. But one of my good friends made a good point. He was like, yeah, but it's more than just a house. You got to think about the washer, the dryer you got to purchase, these taxes. Are you doing a condo? You got HOA fees. He basically was just telling me, like, think about everything else beyond what the cost of the house is or what you're putting down for the house, or if you're doing like some type of first time buyer program. And that made a lot of sense. And then he was just asking me like, and what is like your readiness, your preparedness for that? Like you're doing a lot. You stepped into this new position. You are in grad school. I know you're currently commuting. You got a lot of moving pieces going on. Like, do you want to worry about maintenance of a yard? And do you want to worry about, having to pay for these things and being the one that's responsible? Because you can't just call the maintenance man. You are the maintenance man. So he made a really good point, which kind of made me pump my brakes a little bit. But I've been very intentional about the desire of, if not now, I could give myself a year and then just prepare a year from now to at least own some type of asset and property. Because I'll be honest, in my mind, I think about not just Renee today right now, but I think about the future. I think about the times where I needed, support or a place to stay moving down here so early in my 20s, and my grandma opened up her door for me. And I think about when people are in transitional seasons, because we've all experienced some type of bump, hiccup in the road, a moment where we had to come back home for a minute, couple weeks, a month, a year, whatever. So I just know, because Detroit is and will always be home, that I would want to have something here, even beyond me, to outlive me. Because as much as I know that it's going to be helpful in the future for somebody, I think of like, oh, what if my grandma still had one of her houses or her properties, and then I could be living in that today, because my grandma had some beautiful homes here in Detroit, well, outside of Detroit, Metro Detroit, really. So it just, I kind of think about a little bit of longevity in that way, and like what this house could mean for my future family, my future cousins, my future children, just, whatever God places in my way. So not in my way, but on my path, because it's not a negative thing. So thinking about that, but I think for right now, it makes sense to just kind of pump the brakes. I really have got to like figure this out, because we're doing no heat, but we gonna have to re-ride these. Anyways, pumping the brakes there. Started looking at a couple places, and I'm actually wanting to go just a little below my budget. I know what my like full capacity is. And I kind of sometimes take on the mindset, just because I can do it doesn't mean I need to. Just because I can, spend a certain amount on an apartment, floor to ceiling windows, whatever, doesn't mean I need to do that. Is that what's required in this season? What's the focus and what's the goal of this season? And the goal is to, of course, live comfortably, live creatively, and live calmly, but in preparation for like next year and the year after, and like what's to come. So this is really like a propelling season. So it's not about going out to get a new car just because I can. It's about enjoying not having a car note today, right now, and taking care of Molly as best as I can. It's not about going to get the all glass apartment right off the riverfront, even though I can. It's about, no, let's get something that's still going to fit our needs, that feels safe, and that still allows me to save even more money or invest even more money. So it's just really making mindful decisions, because just because your salary significantly increases doesn't mean your lifestyle and your behaviors need to increase with it, especially depending on what your goal is. So I've been kind of tapping into like Anthony O'Neill and listening to some of his YouTube videos about money. I need to make the appointment with my financial coach, and then I'll be starting with a new financial advisor in like a month or two. So I'm on a good track. I feel good about everything. I feel like, God is propelling me, and we're headed in the direction that he has for me. I'm grateful. I'm excited, and I love the fact that I enjoy my job. Like, I get to do this, which is just so crazy. My dad was reminding me the other day, like, you really need to make sure you're on your hands and knees thanking the Lord for what you have, because you seem to find these like these unicorn jobs. That's really what they are. And he was just reminding me, like, show my gratitude, my appreciation, and my thanks for just the way that God continues to come through for me. And I'm a strong believer that he does. He does not leave me hanging. Everything is for my good. Every step is a elevation to the next thing, even through hard moments, moments where I don't understand what's going on, or moments where to me it feels like extended suffering, like, Lord, why am I here? It all still works out for my good, and I speak so much life over myself and to myself. I speak lively words about myself, and I know that I'm magnetic to everything that's good, and those good things continue to come to me. And what God has that is my divine right, that is for me, God will allow me to experience. It will not pass me by, and it will not miss me. So even with the apartment, or like where to live, I'm like, all right, Lord, like, I just trust it. I put it in your hands. I know my 3 non-negotiables. I know my 3 non-negotiables. I need an in-unit washer and dryer. I need a balcony, and I need a bathtub. Because why on earth do these 2026 apartments, brand new, come with garden showers? Like, where are the bathtubs? And so people were looking at me like I was crazy. I'm like, okay, I know I'm a millennial, but I ain't no old millennial. Like, y'all remember the days we had apartments with bathtubs? Like, I just don't understand. Even coming from my place in Atlanta that I absolutely love, that place was like my perfect place. It had everything. I had a bathtub, and I had a beautiful big bathtub. So I'm like, I'm not wavering. I like to decompress in the tub. That's how, I just relax and decompress from the day. And so, yeah, that's my non-negotiable. So any place that I've called or viewed that didn't have it, I'm like, oh, I already checked this off my box. So I know that I'm going to end up finding the right place for me and Cardi. that's going to be comfortable, it's safe, it's going to give us what we need, and it's going to align financially with the long-term play and the bigger picture goals, because it's not about splurging right now and spending $2,200 again or whatever on rent. It's about scaling back and being mindful, but we ain't got to scale back, just back a little bit. And I'm trying to find a flow with YouTube again. I honestly, y'all, have been feeling like I definitely feel like I could breathe this week because I got school done and out of the way. And school had got backed up with our server going down. So I had to submit 2 weeks worth of homework in 1 week. And I just got everything done early. So I've been able to coast this whole week, even though classes are technically done on Friday. I was done on Sunday, and I'm grateful for that. I really bunkered down and just got to business. So now I'm spending time trying to figure out what direction is this channel going. I have a meeting soon just to help me spice up the channel a little bit. I'm excited about that, and to just hash through what do I want the conversations to look like on this channel now as we continue to move forward, as I find a better flow in my life and my day to day, and I just come on here and talk to y'all. So if you're new here, what a video to find me. What a video to find me on. But I'd love to have you subscribe, comment below, and yeah, keep me in your prayers to find a good, right apartment. Just pending the thoughts of renting versus buying, and God's good. God is good. I don't think I have anything else to say besides the fact that God is good. And this is a mini check-in, a mini life update video. A few of you guys have found me on LinkedIn and different channels and platforms, and you let me know how much the career conversations have helped you. And that shocked me. It shocked me in a good way, because I'm not typically one to talk about career, or I guess I shied away from talking about those things for so long because I came on here wanting to more so be known for a different presence. But 18 years in management is no small thing. It's nothing to shy away from. So if you want more of those conversations, if you're curious about any video or anything that I have shared so far, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know in the comments, rather, so I can be intentional about creating more conversations like this. And I do get inspired by work. If you don't know, I'm a general manager at a women and non-binary collective hub where thought leaders come together and we host events, activations, workshops. You never know who's going to pop in one day, quite literally. And it is a beautiful prominent membership to have. Our members are some powerhouse individuals doing some really dope things in the city. And these are no small titles, no small roles. These are people that are movers and shakers in the community and beyond. So a lot of the conversations that are held with the events that we have, the speaking engagements, the summits, are conversations around career, leadership, management. It's a hodgepodge of different things. So if there's anything specific that you'd want me to talk about or share, please let me know in the comments, and I will definitely add that to the list. So if you're new here, my name is Renee. We create videos and conversations around redesigning the life that you want on purpose, career included. And until the next video, my friends, I hope you are taking great care of yourself. I hope your March has been off to a beautiful start, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts and hear from you in the comments. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.